What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Sports with Ray. This is episode 20. Back again. First day of Black History Month. That's dope. It's pretty cool. I feel like history should not just be relegated to a day or a month, an hour, or anything like that. But I'm going to go more in depth. But for everybody, that wants to read up on the culture, get a little smarter, realize things, that's dope. I'll go more in depth with that. I'll have some episodes dropping with the Wit Rei report. Expect that after Valentine's, the week of Valentine's Day. I said I was going to get to it, so I'm going to get to it. So I'm going to have my opinion on how I feel about not just Black History Month, but other certain months and then other things. So the Wit Rei report will be here in a couple of weeks, so everybody check it out. But now we're here with Sports with Ray. That's right, I do a double podcast because I got a lot of things to say. And as opposed to just talking on social media, I'd rather just get it out the way I want to get it out and articulate it so it won't be misconstrued or confused through any words. Anyway, all that matters is people are going to receive information how they want to receive it. See these grades coming in? That's wisdom right there. Oh yeah, also, the week of my birthday, I'll be blessed to see. I'm going to be blessed to see 44. Hopefully want to see 44 more. Just been thinking about a lot of things more. I look great whether I was 44 or 34. That's no question. I mean, I can admit that. But just as far as, there was a lot of good things that happened last year, and I want to continue it. So now I need to hone in. I was just talking to my team where I work for. Just talking to my teammates and my manager. We were just kind of saying that. Because sometimes, when you're in a hole for so long that you fight to get out, and then you just get satisfied at getting out of the hole. But it's not just about getting out of the hole. It's all about what you're going to do from there if you want to keep progressing. So it has to be constant changes and things of that nature. So I need to take that next big step. It's going to be steps that by the end of the year will be major steps leading into 2024. So I'm excited about that. And what we do know is not going to be easy. But only I can put the work in and then figure it out. Let's talk some sports now. This weekend was championship weekend. I'm going to start with the Eagles versus the 49ers. I did pick the Eagles to win. Of course, unfortunately, what happened was Brock Purdy injured his UCL. We know that he's going to be out 6 months. It's the same tendon. It's almost like Tommy John, but not Tommy John. Josh Allen actually had the same injury, if I'm correct, but his seemed not to be as severe, or his pain tolerance might have been a little higher. I'm not comparing whose pain tolerance is higher. It's just that Josh is 6'6", 250. I don't know how Purdy is less than that. But I had the Eagles winning all the way. I just didn't believe in Purdy. Nothing against him. He was going to do history. There's been no rookie quarterback that has taken their team to the Super Bowl. I watched Brock Purdy at Iowa. He's actually he's a decent quarterback, good quarterback. But I always say he had that Brett Favre in him a little bit. And I saw it in games, but, they're so talented. They call it all script. It's all script when it's good, it's bad decisions when it's bad. And like people said, when they played against Dallas, Dak lost that game more than he won that game. He started to look like a rookie. But sometimes it looks like it just may be certain teams' times. Jalen didn't play well as well. You see what I'm saying? But what they were able to do was they were able to run the ball. They ran the ball on a team that people said you can't run the ball on. And how I feel about that is, besides like historically great defenses, the thing that you say they can't do, somebody usually can do it. My favorite team is the Bears, the 85 Bears. Arguably have the best defense of all time. That game they lost against Miami, Miami figured out the 46 defense and they exploited it because there's always some holes to some defenses, you know. So Philly just ran it down their throat. And don't get it twisted, San Francisco played very valiant, but their fourth string comes in, who has been on 25 teams. I'm joking, but I'm not. But then he got hurt. And then basically they have their star running back as the de facto quarterback. They didn't stand a chance. It was I agree with people, it was a dud. Sort of like this Boston-Brooklyn game is that's currently on. The score is currently 82-45. What kind of shit is that? But anyway, they were up at one point 41-11. I know KD isn't in there, but I digress. So anyway, I thought it was going to be closer than that, but Philly basically had an easy road. You could tell the team is deflated as far as the 49ers. They have a decent line. I don't want to hear people saying that they don't have a good line, but their Achilles heel is their quarterback. They're one of the few teams that I've ever seen get 4 QBs hurt in 1 year. So whether it was a pocket passer, a mobile quarterback, they all got hurt. 2 got hurt in 1 game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Colin Kaepernick put that juju on him or something. But they got to find a quarterback. And also, we know that Tom Brady retired. Definitely got to give a salute to him. He's the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. I'm not here to debate that. Tom is great. If you think he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT. As far as achievements, he's the GOAT. I look at things a little different. Sometimes people just feel I'm contrarian. I just don't agree. I see what my eyes tell me. There's times I have looked at him like, man, he's the greatest, man. Because what he did a lot with lesser talent on the offensive side. He did have outstanding defenses. That's not knocking him. I'm just saying that also helped. But, you know, compared to a lot of other quarterbacks, compared to like a Peyton Manning and a Joe Montana, yeah, way less talented than they did. Definitely. And, you know, to go to 10 Super Bowls, that doesn't even make any sense. They still be playing at a very good level. And he's 45. He came in the league. This is his 23rd season. Like, come on, man. So salute to Tom Brady. You got the league has officially been turned over. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. I've been thinking that he's been needed to be traded. I mean, if you think of 2 places, I mean, I know he has a house in Nashville, so Tennessee could be an option, and the Jets. They're not going to trade him anywhere in the NFC. So, yeah, or he may retire. But I feel like he wants to play. I feel like he wants to do the time. I feel like he wants to give it one more shot. And so we'll see. But the league is now, I mean, even though it's Patrick Mahomes' league. It's Patrick Mahomes, and then you got the Burrows, the Allens, the Lamar Jacksons. We'll see if Deshaun Watson can regain his form. I'm a Bears fan. I'm already calling it with the. We haven't even made any moves yet, but I trust enough in our GM. We'll be at least to the divisional playoffs. We'll be in the second round next year. Because football can change just like that if you give us a little competency. I mean, because most games are close. If you look at the Bears games, we had a winning record at one time. And then we gutted ourselves because we wanted to tank. We sophisticatedly tanked. I said tunk. We tanked. I mean, y'all know that. Got rid of Roquan. No, we got rid of Robert Quinn first. And then we got rid of Roquan. Our defense was top 10 when we had them. And then our defense fell to the bottom of the barrel. Then our offense, we were number 1 in scoring for a month. I know people, I mean, you can't believe that. But anyway, so the league is in good hand with the young players. Justin Herbert, you know, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Levis. Y'all got to show me about Will Levis. We'll see. But Tom left the league in great hands. There's not going to be another one like him. Or maybe there will. We don't know. As far as 20 years, who knows? But as far as chips, you never know. So we'll see. But salute to Tom. Now we'll go to the next conference championship game. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I picked the Bengals to win. And sometimes you got to go with your gut. I mean, I thought the Bengals were going to win until I saw them get cocky. They got cocky like they didn't know who they were playing. They act like they weren't playing like the best quarterback in the league. And there's nothing wrong with confidence and believing, but sometimes you just don't. It just never really turns out well when you go at the best player in the league in their prime. Even if you got an advantage over them, you just had to at least deflate them. But any kind of thought process that would have been any kind of mental situation, they gave Kansas City an out because they start talking so crazy. I went to the University of Cincinnati. I lived in Cincinnati for 6 years. I got nothing but love. But to have the mayor and everybody talking crazy, they did exactly what people do when they get money and they don't know how to handle money. It's like you struggle, then you get money, then you start talking crazy like you've been there. And then you lose your money and then you get humbled. You get humbled. Even though all these games have been decided by 3 points. You see what I'm saying? And you feel bad for Osai. Looks like he tore his ACL. I think he's okay, but you feel bad for him. That was a bonehead play. There were a lot of plays that weren't called. And then I'm watching the Bengals fans. Y'all sound exactly like y'all used to sound when you guys were not winners. Nobody cares about y'all excuses. I'm not saying they're not legit. You can't change it. You know what you... Joe Burrow, that pick that he threw in the fourth quarter was dumb as hell. Joe is the man. He's dope. He ain't play that well. You know what I'm saying? Because with everything that happened, y'all still had a chance to win. Y'all had a chance to really put the nail in the coffin. And y'all didn't really get anywhere, and he threw a pick. So, the moral of the story is win before you talk. I mean, y'all won last year. I was saying, I'm like, maybe they got Casey's number, but then y'all gave them ammo that they didn't. Instead of them doubting themselves, they were allowed to play the underdog role, even though they weren't the underdogs. Everybody really wanted to see if y'all could do it again, even though you did it 3 times in a row, because the Bengals have such a bad history. I was rocking with y'all. Y'all just talk too much shit. And then the excuses. Y'all sound just like when Andy Dalton was there. Y'all lost 5 years in a row. You were frustrated. When Carson Palmer was there, the Marvin Lewis era. Even back with Joe Montana, when it felt like Jerry Rice dropped the ball in the end zone when they scored in the second quarter and all that other stuff. But I'm just saying, there's just always a lot of excuses. And it's coming from a Bears fan. My team stink. I don't have nothing against y'all. I'm just saying, like, my timeline was full of crap. Activate Sad Ohio. Well, it's all good. Could try it next year, you know what I'm saying? But so now we got the Eagles and then we got the Kansas City Chiefs. We got the Kelsey Bowl, which is ironic because both Kelseys went to the University of Cincinnati. So I'm going to reserve my judgment until next episode. I'll give my pick in the Super Bowl because I need to think about it. Because I got all of my picks right except for when I wasn't too sure. And I went with a maybe. And that was Dallas twice. I didn't go with what I saw. I just felt like Dallas was going to Dallas against Tampa Bay. Then they blew out Tampa Bay. Then I'm like, oh, maybe they got it together against San Francisco. And then they Dallased. And the same with Cincinnati. So every other pick was pretty right. Whatever, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. So I'm going to take a little time to think about this, break a little thing down. We know that both quarterbacks are injured. There's one that's done it. There's one that's proven to do it. So we're going to see how it transpires. But it was the Kansas City-Cincinnati game made up for the first game, you know what I'm saying, which was unfortunate. So, other than that, like I said, thank y'all for rocking with me. Catch me on my social media handles. Ray Robb, REIROBB 97. That's on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. The Ray Robb Report page is on Facebook. Of course, you're tuned into my channel on YouTube. I want to thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? Until next week, we'll be back again. Yep.